Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm having a little lighting issue today at the moment, and if you've caught any of the other videos where this has gone on, I don't have time to wait for the sun to move, and so we're going to just work through this. I'll show you if I move the book what happens. So it's moving along. It'll be better in a minute or two. Today we are reading from A Course in Miracles, the student workbook. And we are on lesson 19. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. The idea for today is obviously the reason why your seeing does not affect you alone. You will notice that at times the ideas related to thinking precede those related to perceiving, while at other times the order is reversed. The reason is that the order does not matter. Thinking and its results are really simultaneous, for cause and effect are never separate. Today we are again emphasizing the fact that minds are joined. This is rarely a wholly welcome idea at first, since it seems to carry with it an enormous sense of responsibility, and may even be regarded as an invasion of privacy. Yet, it is a fact that there are no private thoughts. Despite your initial resistance to this idea, you will yet understand that it must be true if salvation is at all possible. And salvation must be possible because it is the will of God. The minute or so of mind searching that today's exercises require is to be undertaken with eyes closed. The idea for today is to be repeated first, and then the mind should be carefully searched for the thoughts for the thoughts it contains at the time. As you consider each one, name it in terms of the central person or theme it contains, and holding it in your mind as you do so, say, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of this thought about blank, whatever it may be. The requirement of as much indiscrimination as possible in selecting subjects for the practice periods should be quite familiar to you by now, and will no longer be repeated each day, although it will be occasionally included as a reminder. Do not forget, however, that random selection of subjects for all practice periods remains essential throughout. Lack of order in this connection will ultimately make the recognition of lack of order in miracles meaningful to you. Apart from the as-needed application of today's idea, at least 3 practice periods are required, shortening the length of time involved if necessary. Do not attempt more than 4. This can be a challenging workbook lesson for folks because of the word salvation. I know a lot of people will be triggered by that word. And it means different things to different people. In my world, what salvation means is simply reconnecting to source, reconnecting to God or the divine or the universe or whatever your word for it is. That's all salvation is, because there's no other need to be saved from anything. We are all divinity in expression. We are all made of the same stuff. We are all connected, and we are all whole, even though we don't realize that. So I hope that helps temper some of the language in this lesson a little. The other thing I wanted to touch on, because these are difficult concepts, there are no private thoughts because we are all one, and we are all a part of a collective. And so your thoughts aren't your thoughts. They're your thoughts, but they're also the collective's thoughts. And I wanted to touch on this because it's an important thing to understand. A lot of times thoughts come into our heads and we think they're ours, and we get upset by them. If we can remember that you've picked up something out of the collective, and if it doesn't resonate with you, then you don't have to keep it. It doesn't have to be a part of your collective. But recognizing how that's working is very tricky stuff. So I hope that helps a little. And if you have questions, as always, feel free to text me at 907-351-3003. I will do my best to respond. And in the meantime, good luck with your lessons for today. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. And as always, namaste.